Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily here on the Audacity Network. I am your host, Pearl, and boy, do I have a show for you. Today, we're going to be talking about modesty. Now, women have a tendency to use modesty as a tool for what they want to achieve. Now, we've talked about the modern woman life cycle multiple times on my show. And the last couple of shows I keep bringing up because it's important for the viewer to understand the cycles that women go through. Now, one of the phases that we focus on is the Christianity and spiritual phase of modern women in the life cycle. The Christianity and spiritual phase is when 304s turn to God or some other kind of religion after getting run through by Chad, Tyrone, Tyrese, Brad, Dante, Gavin, Joe, Alex, John, Austin. And then they have a tendency to find God at 25 to 33. Now, why do women do this? You might think there's so many other ways to go about this, becoming a better person, getting a husband. Why don't you just, you might as a man think, well, instead of that, why don't you just try to be more valuable? I mean, there's men that wife up whores every day. Why don't you lean into your skill set? Why don't you find a guy that would accept that? What they want is a get out of jail free card. Now, there's many reasons that women do this. One, it's a quick and easy way to absolve themselves from past whoredom. Why do actual work of becoming a better person when you could just put on a Jesus cross? Two, there are many simps in church that have no dating experience. It's really a recipe for disaster because the church says, no sex for you fellas. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I can understand that. The Bible says that. I'm not really faulting them, but the challenge is the men have morals. Women have less morals. Not all, not all, not all, not all. So the men who have morals will say, okay, I'm not going to do that. I won't partake. And then these predators, these stone cold predators that have been studying men for a decade, roll into church. And these guys don't even think to ask, what has she been doing the last decade or even 5 years? Where did you go to college? Now, many churches simp to modern women and tell them what they want to hear. So what you'll see in churches is one woman will be a complete hoe. She'll sleep with some people, or maybe she'll wear something slutty. And the crazy thing is simps will die on the hill of letting women be whores. One guy will come in and say, hey, you're dressed like a slut. Put some clothes on. And another guy will say, she's not dressed like a slut. And the other thing that happens in churches is it's really easy for the women because oftentimes, especially non-denominational churches, they demonize male sin. So they'll say that you guys aren't real men if you watch porn. But I've never to this day heard a sermon saying you're not a real woman if you don't get married before 25. Now, I'm not saying one's right or wrong, but I'm saying if the hill you're going to die on is that women should be pure, the odds of a woman being fully pure by getting married after 25 is like nasky, nada, nothing. I believe pretty much zero. Pretty much you did nothing. Yeah, okay. Now, trad cons also fall for this grift every time and often reward it by letting hoes go on podcasts and even becoming pastors and speakers. The porn star to pastor pipeline is a real thing. Optics. Carrying around a Bible, spewing Bible verses without even understanding them, and cross necklaces is a great way to virtue signal. Now, how does modesty play into this phase? Now, many modern women, especially 304s, grow up dressing for attention on social media or looking for ways to monetize their looks. They don't know any other way to dress or carry themselves. These can be thin women, chubby women, and even big whales. Yup. Modern women always find a way to do any kind of activity with less clothes on. This happens when they enter the Christianity and spiritual faith and they choose a religion that requires them to be modest. Oftentimes, problems arise. But a solution to your problem is Message Game AI, is the original AI wingman for online dating. It gives you exactly what to respond to your Tinder matches with the women you message on any platform. Simply upload a screenshot of your messages of your Tinder match, and MGAI will find the fastest possible way to get her on a date with you. MGAI is based on high-quality data sets going back years, focusing on how men were able to go on dates quickly and effectively using their message game. It's also the perfect time to apply this to Tinder, as it is officially peak Tinder season until February 14th, making it the best possible time to get real matches on Tinder. Apply Real Message Game and go on real dates. Visit www.heynovo.ai/go/MGAI R equals TQ41PY. The link is in the description. And enter code MessageGameCoach for free access to MGAI for 2 entire months. Now, modern women have been living for attention so long that they don't know how or could not accept life without being sluts. It's too tough. This is a group of women that grew up trying to get as many likes on Instagram and TikTok as possible. How do you think they're going to change after many years of doing the complete opposite and even being on OnlyFans at times? Modesty is a characteristic of the heart, and humbleness to put God's glory first and love of neighbor second. This characteristic shapes a person's actions, how they speak, how they behave, as a reflection of God and an awareness of their place within God's order. Immodesty is also a characteristic of the heart that reveals itself through clothing, speech, and a person's actions. Immodest actions show a heart that refuses to put God's glory and seeks attention for themselves. Immodesty can be both intentional and negligent. Some that are immodest actively seek attention, while others care so little for the glory of God that they don't bother to avoid undue attention. Now, there's 5 categories of immodesty. Number 1, the whore. Now, the one thing I appreciate about the whore immodesty is that they're being honest. They're not lying about who they are. There's nothing worse than a whore with a Jesus necklace on. It's like, pick one, bitch. Pick one. You don't get both. You don't get the virtue signal of God with the whore club. 2, the seeking praise status immodesty, the frumpy immodesty, the nonconformist immodesty, and the dressing out of place immodesty. Now, we're going to go to sovereignkingchurch.com, and we're going to read an article talking about these different types of immodesty. In the Bible, modesty is, first and foremost, a character of the heart. So, you know, when you see these TradCon influencers, Lila Rose is one I think of. She's shaming Jay Waller on a podcast. Everyone's simped out on that clip. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a clip where this TradCon woman, she's shaming this guy because his arrangement with his wife is he gets to cheat. Look at that. He's very good looking rich guy in downtown Miami. I mean, what do you expect? And she spends this podcast shaming him, saying, "What about your wife? Da 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 da." And everyone's simped out. They made her a hero. And I'm thinking, who are you to talk to a guy about what he does in his house? Like, what are you, dick policing? Like, get the... Anyways, at its core, modesty is the humble resolve to put God's glory first and love of neighbor second. It's a heart that longs for God to be honored, not oneself. It's a preference for others. This humble heart will shape our actions, whether it's how we dress, speak, or behave. St. Augustine said, Modesty in dress, speech, and behavior reflects the soul's reverence for God and awareness of one's place within his order. Immodesty also stems from the heart, revealing itself through our clothing, speech, and conduct. At its root, immodesty is a heart that refuses to put God's glory and love for neighbor first. Instead, it's driven by self-interest. Calvin described the immodest heart as one that seeks attention and glory that rightly belongs to God. It pursues comfort and desires at the expense of others, flaunting itself in various ways. Just as modesty is reflected outwardly, so too is immodesty. It's a display of self in clothing, speech, and conduct. Immodesty can either be intelligent or negligent. Some actively seek attention while others care so little for God's glory or others' comfort that they don't bother to avoid undue attention. 5 categories of immodesty. The whore or slutty immodesty. This is what people typically think of when they hear immodest, asexual provocation. It's clothing designed to attract attention to the body, low-cut tops, short skirts, tight-fitting clothes that draw to the eye. 2, the seeking praise and status immodesty. Scripture speaks directly to this form of immodesty. It's dressing to flaunt status or wealth, a look at me attitude that says, see how much better I am. This can involve excessive jewelry, elaborate hairstyles, or an obsession with trends and fads. The desire here is to be seen as part of the elite to gain attention by showcasing beauty, wealth, or popularity. This isn't modest, it's vanity. One may not be merely trying to appear above others to fall into this trap. One also may be longing for the approval and praise of others. How many likes can my Instagram photo get? The frumpy immodesty, seemingly opposite to flaunting wealth and beauty, this is the immodesty of indifference, a disregard for the beauty God has given. It's the neglect of basic self-care, failing to steward one's appearance and refusing to look presentable. Often it's a result of laziness with unkept hair, dirty clothing, and a general disregard for appearance. Some try to suppress their femininity or hide their beauty as much as possible as a response to hurt or abuse. This category also includes a woman who would adopt a butch or a dyke look, dressing to reject feminine beauty altogether. When I said it is the opposite of the first 2 categories, one can be both frumpy and sexually provocative at the same time. How so? A young lady that doesn't bother fixing herself up in the love of comfort and ease wears boxers and a tank top out in public. Her nakedness is on display while also being frumpy. The nonconformist immodesty. This form of immodesty embraces a lifestyle that rejects social standards, often under the guise of authenticity or health consciousness. It's the person for who, example, refuses to wear deodorant and shave their armpits, making their nonconformity known to everyone. This often includes subcultures like goth, where the entire look screams defiance. The aim here is to stand out, to communicate rebellion against the normies. Not all alternative fashions are immodest, but when the intent is to push a blatant FU message to the culture, it reveals a heart bent on drawing attention. But again, this category isn't just for flaming pink-haired feminists. It includes those overly fixated on crunchy fads that they disregard the comfort of those around them. The dressing out of place immodesty. When the nonconformist type intentionally subverts expectations, this category simply doesn't care. It's dressing appropriate for the occasion, like wearing flip-flops and a Hawaiian shirt to a funeral. It's the I never dress up for anything, so why should I dress up for church? It could be the exact opposite extreme as well, showing up overdressed, trying to be the center of attention by standing out. It's the young men dressing like a plantation owner from the 1800s to the college ministry. He even has a pocket watch and a top hat. These are extreme examples. Yes, I have known a man to do that. Other more common examples is wearing pajamas to the grocery store, yoga pants everywhere, but yoga class, and talking really loud in a movie theater. It involves being so out of place that it draws undue attention. Conclusion. Each of these forms of immodesty is a matter of the heart. A modest heart seems to glorify God. It doesn't chase trends, status, or comfort at the expense of others. Modesty honors the body God has given, caring for it with cleanliness and a presentation that reflects God's order. The beauty isn't loud or self-promoting. It's evident a person's conduct and joy in the Lord. True beauty is marked by a quiet, gentle spirit, a heart that doesn't clamor for attention, but radiates God's handiwork. Okay. So we have a trend of conservative female influencers. And what they have a tendency to do is they want the praise for modesty. And they want to thirst trap while also grifting God. Now, there is a hierarchy of women that tend to be more modest. But as I've said, it's a roll of the dice. There's no guarantees. Christian women that were raised in the church or attended school, religious school, these women tend to be more modest because of their upbringing and Christian cultural values. However, again, no guarantees. It's just, at least somebody said modesty like to them at some point in their life. So maybe more of them heard it. So, if you got 10 women from single mother homes, you might get one modest. Maybe there's 3 from the Christian women. Okay, two women raised in 2-parent households that were church part-timers. Maybe they went to church on Sundays or had Christian principles in the household. These women have a 50-50 shot at being modest through adulthood. The bottom are women that come from single mother homes. These women have no boundaries and usually never have a time where they are modest. They don't even understand the concept because a father isn't there to teach them. Unfortunately, social media has increased the chance of all modern women becoming immodest, but that's a whole other conversation. Also, I don't really give any purity points for fat women that are modest. It's like, you can't be immodest. It's not going to go well for you. Okay, so I want to go back to CalendarGate. Now, a year ago, a man named Seth Weathers launched a beer company to give conservatives a way to boycott Bud Light. Now, last year he launched a calendar because he was tired of seeing fat women on calendars. And he wanted to create a conservative calendar that showcased attractive women. Now, I want to show you guys the calendar from last year. So I'm going to pull up this slideshow. This is CalendarGate. 2024 CalendarGate. Here we have Ashley St. Clair. I fixed it for her. Now, this is a woman that has a child. And the challenge we have with these conservative influencer women is many were married, many had children, and they want to grift Christianity while doing slutty things. I would prefer someone to just be an all-out whore than use God to be a whore. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would put the women that use God to be a whore below the women that are just whores. Like, I think they're worse than OnlyFans models. At this point, you might as well just sell your butthole. That's how I see it. And there used to be a time where, she could do a scantily clad, like, if she was 20 and doing this picture, I personally would give them more of a pass. Like Melania Trump, when she was young, she did some modeling. But, she understood that when she got married, it was time to put it away. But the challenge we have is women are always trying to get a better option, even if they're married. So, she's not married, but, she's got a kid, so I helped her out. Next, we got Kim Klacek, a married woman. And what they'll do is they'll thirst trap. And as a man, guys, what is the first thing you see in this photo? I'm just being honest here. What is the first thing you notice? What is your attention drawn to? By the way, guys, YouTube is always demonetizing me. I've been demonetized for a year. One yearly membership sponsors the entire show. You don't have to. It's totally okay. But I want you to know these women attack me incessantly. They literally, these ladies will go through years of photo. Like, they're insane. They'll flag my videos because I point this stuff out. I point out the deception. And that's what they do. So if you want, go to theaudacitynetwork.com. I also read your chat, which I'm going to do now. But let me know in the chat on the website. If you guys have a comment, you can just put Pearl on the website chat. Put Pearl and I'll read it. Like Charlie right now, he says, I love this type of content. Pearl, a Christian conservative girl who was at my jujitsu gym, was married and her husband trained me there. She slept with the instructor and 5 other men at the gym I know of. I know. I mean, I can't. People think, you guys realize the truth is blackpilling. You know, there's this idea, like if you go touch grass, that you somehow are going to realize that all these things are just online things and they're not real. Okay, last Friday, I touched grass. I went to a karaoke bar. And guys, I shit you not, there was a single parents group at this karaoke bar. It was a bar full of single mothers. I touched grass. Are you happy? I did it. And you know what? They were the worst behaved. They were significantly worse. There was like 1 or 2 normal women that weren't with this group. The single mom, they were a lot of fun. I mean, you guys have dated single moms, I'm sure. They're fun. But they were like, their behavior was, there was a 22-year-old woman, probably the best looking woman in the bar. Her behavior was like cute, sweet. She just sat there, sang a song. These mothers were twerking on stage and they tell me to touch grass. I'm like, what do you guys want? Okay, Dane says, God doesn't care if you sleep with a lot of people. It's when you stay awake with them and rub your genitals together. He gets a little pissed about that. Dane says, my 27-year-old son in Reno says he and his wife are going to have as many kids as they can. Does he have to become Latin Mass Catholic or can he stay Southern Baptist? Well, what does he believe? I can't tell you. I mean, look it. I've seen women wreck men in all religions. It's the easiest thing for you to just say, and this is what the Christians do. They say, my religion will save you from these whores. You guys can't even identify them. Okay, sorry. Once my friend, you know how I could tell a guy's inexperienced? He gives women every benefit of the doubt. And it's sad because it's like men have to go through the ringer to see things for what they are. They really do. There's no other way. They have to get their heart broken at least once or have been friends with a player. Men see a lot when they're friends with a player. That red pills a lot of guys. It's either they become the player or they're friends with the player and they'll see their friend treating their girlfriends terribly and their girlfriends worshiping the ground they walk on. Ladies, we made, okay. Bennett says, once my friend slept with a girl who had a boyfriend. She left because she had work, and within 1 hour, she posted on Facebook about her boyfriend bringing her flowers and how lucky she is to have him. Dane, I used to think women should postpone marriage, get a degree, and then get married in their mid-20s. After raising 2 daughters, I was wrong. They need to marry by 21, no degree. Well, I'll tell you what, the data, I hate to say this, Dane. We're going to go off of stats. The problem is the under 25 ones that marry, they feel like they're missing out. Then they divorce their husband at like 32 and then go to the club. I'm not saying you're wrong. Like, it's better to do it that way, but social media has just, it's like the woman in the country that never even knew what the city lifestyle was. Like, she didn't even know. She didn't know this stuff. She didn't know she could be on a yacht with Drake. They see it on social media. They feel left out. Dane, it's a tough world out here. By the way, when you say his or her, you're using language coined by feminists, her mother and I. When dad gives away the bride is also feminist language. I'm sorry, Dane. That's why I say we're all feminists to some degree. Everyone is. We all participate in the system. Pearl, I'm not white knighting. I'm just pointing out her talent, gifts, and drive. I thought white knighting was making stuff up and chastising women for even criticizing women, right? Dane, if you're talking about the conversation we had, guys, sometimes I do message my followers. I do. And I don't put private conversations public, so I'm not going to get into it. But you were white knighting, Dane. That's all I'm going to say. I understand. Maybe I shouldn't be honest because, you are paying my website membership. Maybe I should pander a little bit. You're right, Dane. No. I'm going to try pandering. I'm going to pander. I'm going to say, oh, you were not white knighting at all. You totally, completely, your comments were merited. Okay. Those are all the comments on the website. If you're on the, oh no, they'll keep going. Pearl, the husband of the girl from the gym found out and he forgave her. They had a talk with God. Oh my gosh. I have the unpopular opinion. This is why I can't say, this is why I can't ever be a spokesperson for Christianity, Catholicism. I shouldn't be, right? But it's because I have opinions like this. I think the world would be a better place if more men divorced their wives. I really do. I mean, the amount of fat women that just do whatever they want is insane. And the men just, they just take it. Like Michael Knowles said that men should accept their wife if she does paternity fraud. I will post the truth about these churches. I don't want too many strikes about Pearl. Pearl, January, the girl that weighs 120, February 160, and then December, you can't lift the page. That's your fat woman calendar. Jack says the first thing he noticed was her butt. Yeah, we're going to go. I was there with Pearl at karaoke last week. The old single moms were out of control. Yeah, Doug was here. Maybe one day we'll get Dane on the show. Those are my mods. Say it ain't so, bro. No single mothers ever. Don't sleep with them. Don't date them. Don't marry them. Doug, you're never going to get them to stop sleeping with single mothers. I mean, you're good luck. Pearl, do a fat girl parody calendar and a real calendar with huge female models. I'd buy it just to laugh. If you guys do want to buy this calendar, not this one, but the next one with a little better, it's in the description. We're going to keep going. Now, so this woman got really angry last year that I said she was thirst trapping. And then she said she did the same pose with her daughter and she called me a pedophile for saying that's disgusting. Why would you teach her that? These women know no bounds. I mean, they just throw the pedophile accusation at freaking everyone. That's how you know. And the thing is, that accusation, you don't want that accusation. You really don't. You can have no evidence, nothing of doing anything with kids, nothing. But they'll call you it for any. They're saying that men that date 18-year-olds are pedophiles now. Or what is wrong? Okay, I'm going to continue. So my problem with this one, again, would I really look twice at a woman in the gym wearing this? No, I wouldn't really care. This would be, now, obviously it's slutty, right? But for 2025 standards, that's pretty standard, like a crop top in the gym. However, as far as I know, she's married. And two, why do we keep putting mid women on calendars? My problem with last year's calendar is if you guys are going to do a calendar, I expect the women to be model worthy. That's what I expect. We're going to, again, another one. A married woman. Now, do I think this is a slutty one? Not really. I wouldn't really think twice if I saw her wearing this on the street. However, what is this calendar made for? It's made for men to look at hot women. So again, two problems I have. One, this is another mid. Not an insult. I'm also a mid. Some say below mid. Fine. I'll take the 4. I'll take the 3 rating. I don't really care. But this is not high-level beauty. Second problem I have is, again, married woman. You know, at least she kind of went for it, right? She said, I'm going to be a whore. But again, you know, it has a kid. I think this might have been the hottest woman in the calendar. I can't really tell because I don't know what she looks like. I don't know much about this one. But if she was married, mother, she had a husband, I would say inappropriate. Now, I gave Riley Gaines and this girl the most attractive women on this calendar. And the problem with that is they're both sevens. Now, again, I'm not saying I should be in the calendar. I'd like to preface, I do not qualify, because that's what, you know, that's what always people think. They think, Pearl, what, like the nerve of you, you're not hot enough to be in the calendar either. And I'm like, I know. I did casting, guys, so I have an eye for this. Like, Riley Gaines, if I was casting a show, I would put her as the girl next door 7, hard 7. This girl's probably a 6, but puts on a lot of makeup and got fake tits. So they said, you make the cut, Pearl. Stop simping. If I made the cut, I would be offered this. I'm not even trying to be rude on myself, but I think because some of you guys have never lived in like the hottest women are going to go to big cities and they're going to live downtown and they're going to be a bottle girl. They're going to be a model. Some do escorting, high-level escorting. And so the thing is, when, again, I did casting. So when you do casting and I casted 1,000 women, I could easily divide 8 and up, beautiful. That's a hard 7. And the thing is, you kind of know who's going to sell to who, right? That's the other interesting thing. Like, I know if I put a girl next door, that's going to sell better to the men that don't deal with a lot of women. But the men that get a lot of women or have a lot of choice, they're going to have higher standards because they've had sex with everybody. And like, they just, the same way women, I don't want to say the same way because men can settle and be happy. Like, they'll be fine. But they're much more picky. Like, the more options a guy has, the pickier he's going to be. And I say this because, you know, I know guys that are pretty good players, and sometimes I'll ask them their perspective on things for the show. It's very helpful. And you would be amazed at the little things that those guys notice. Okay? Oh, you said personality. That's what counts. Yeah, okay. Most women have the same personality within like a little bit. Then go date an ugly woman. Go date one. Go date an ugly woman. I will continue. Now again, Riley Gaines. Now to be fair, Riley's either Gen Z or millennial. I think she's Gen Z. You know, again, if I saw this on the beach, I wouldn't really think twice. I'm not going to moralize. I'm not really going to care. But again, it's a married woman posing for men that aren't her husband. We're pretty used to this with the advent of Instagram. But this might as well be a dating app profile. And that's normal in 2025 as women with open dating app profiles. Someone called me the conservative destiny. That is the worst insult I've ever had in my life. I would rather you call me a fat, ugly whore than that. Oh my God, I'm so offended. I'm so offended. I might be triggered. I think I'm triggered. Destiny has a harem of people. I'm just going to eat it. I'm just going to eat it. I'm just going to eat it. Thank you for humbling me today. Everyone is above a 6 is purely open to interpretation. Not every 10 is a 10 to everyone. Charlie, You got to go get laid more. That's not true. It's not open to interpretation. There are opportunities that women 8 and above, and I'm going to tell you stories that I can back this up. The ring girl at the Jake Paul fight was a woman going to college with a boyfriend. Normal woman, just posted some TikToks. She got to go be the ring girl at the Jake Paul fight. Is that going to happen to Brittany Jean? Fuck no. Is that going to happen to Riley Gaines? No. The way you can see who's really hot is what women are in front of male audiences. So UFC ring girls. I argue today, porn stars are more attractive than models because the models don't have the body type that men like anymore. The ring girl card was Sydney Thomas. So again, now we have this crazy, I'm a redhead, guys, but this Josie woman is not helping our cause. She freaked out last year because Bryson Gray, I'm going to show you guys a clip, called this calendar demonic. Because you see, it's got she likes to grift being a Catholic. And whenever anyone points out that her actions are not Catholic, she freaks out. The same way she freaks out if you point out that she does not look like this in real life. She won Catfish of the Year. And then if she doesn't get her way, she calls everyone pedophiles and obsessed with her. You got to be a lot hotter to get me upset. Like, if I'm going to be obsessed over a woman because of jealousy, I just need someone that's a little bit better looking. Like, nobody cares about the old single mom, or maybe she's married. I don't care. She doesn't act like it. Again, the ring girl. That's who we're jealous of, Josie. Anyways, I helped her out. So if she wants to grift the Catholicism, I gave her a knee-length dress. Nice sweater there. So now Seth decided to double down this year. And I was proud of Seth because one, he doesn't come off to me as a religious guy. He seems like a MAGA guy. And MAGA is completely different than Catholicism or like religious. It's not really, they've had rappers at the MAGA rallies. Do you know what I'm like? It's not a religious event. It's people that believe in low taxes, people that like Trump. There's gays for Trump. This isn't a religious thing. A lot of people try to make the right religious. I think that's a mistake. Because Gen Z is the least religious. You need people to vote for you, right? And this year he decided he said, F the naysayers. I'm going to double down. But before we get into that, I want to show you a clip that really, shows this situation. So here, this is Bryson on with this crazy redheaded lady. God, can you imagine this being your mother?
You drink this beer, it doesn't turn you gay, right? It makes you straight as hell. It makes you
It makes you super straight, actually. If you were gay, you'll become straight if you drink this stuff.
let me have some of it.
Now, Alex Stein, he's notorious. They're notorious. I won't go back on that show because last time they ambushed me. I won't go back. Yep, banned. I banned myself. What's crazy? I went on there free. I usually have a fee. And I was like, you know what? I think he's kind of funny. I'm going to go on there. They ambushed me. I had a boyfriend, or it's the same boyfriend, right? And they put on this big black guy to hit on me on the show. Do you know how uncomfortable it was? I'm like, why would you? I wouldn't have. Anyways. Then they put on this other lady I told them I didn't want to go on with this lady, and they played a video message from her. So they have a tendency to do this, and Josie's about to F around and find out.
Little titties! Ah!
Give some to Bryson. He needs it.
Oh my gosh!
Shoot,
Shots
sorry,
fired!
it's
Right.
Bye.
I'm
Bryson.
married and my wife doesn't dress like a horse. So I
Oh
don't have
my
to worry
God,
about
Bryson!
Wait, play that one more time. How we started. Hold on. No, I need to go louder.
Come straight if you drink this stuff.
Let me have some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those titties! Ah!
Give some to Bryson. He needs it.
Oh my gosh!
Shoot,
Shots
sorry,
fired!
it's
Right.
Bye.
I'm
Bryson.
married and my wife doesn't dress like a horse. So I
Oh
don't have
my
to worry
God,
about
Bryson!
that.
Shots fired! Jimmy, get
You're
them
getting
off the
pimped. You're
screen.
getting
So he said, my wife doesn't dress like a whore. His wife doesn't. I've met his wife. His wife made me the best cookie I've ever had in my life. The best. His wife might be the only woman I've met that said she was like, she saved herself for marriage that I believed. I think she might. He lives what he says. I'll tell you guys that.
being pimped by Seth over some beer so he can sell
Oh,
some beer.
Jimmy!
And then y'all claim y'all are
Jim-
doing something good because
Jimmy,
y'all are giving
stop!
10%.
Jimmy,
Y'all are giving 10% to an organization.
Jimmy,
10%.
get him
And he
off the
claims he's not
screen.
getting
Bryson,
money
you
off
have
of it.
a
That's what I find
boundaries
interesting.
issue.
Jimmy,
Why on earth, when a woman asks you to leave her alone, would you not leave her alone?
So this is one thing that when the women have no arguments, they appeal to, I am a woman. When a woman, like, it's as if you have some elevated status because you're a woman. Bitch. If anything, I should listen to you less because you're a woman. Like, I should care less. Like, that shouldn't even be brought up. Imagine if the men said, when a man asks you to do something, you do it. That'd be a little more based, wouldn't it? But it's like the women, they want to be men, so they emulate the men.
That speaks to an absence of fatherhood, maybe. Do you have a dad growing?
Glenn's in the chat on the website. He said, I had those cookies too. They were so good. Guys, they were so good. I know I should not be going on a derailing this show to talk about these cookies, but oh my God, they were so good. Please make me another.
up?
I had both of my parents growing up. You don't seem to. That's why you're so desperate to look like Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe's hot.
Marilyn is here, though. She's beautiful. But
Oh, so you idolize
no,
Marilyn
I've had
Monroe.
a loving dad and a loving mom. But
You did?
I speak to how you were
Guys,
raised.
can y'all be friends? Can y'all stop
Yeah,
arguing? Can y'all
no.
be friends?
And
Absolutely
what part of
not.
my song did I mention you, Josie?
Huh?
Which part of my song
You
did I
made a
mention you?
diss track. You made a diss track off them. You called it demonic.
Which part of the song did I mention your name?
I didn't listen to your shit song. You're a failed musician.
I'm failed. I make more money off music
So
than you make
it
off anything
wasn't-
you do in your
yeah.
entire life.
Yeah. So
He said, I make more money off of music than you've made off of anything in your entire life. But see, this is the dynamic. Again, I know this is kind of hypocritical being a commentator. I know this is. But like, I see it for what it is, male success is harder to get. So a man in my same position has worked 10 times harder. It just is what it is. I don't think I'm wrong for doing it or she's wrong. But, well, I'll tell you the part I think's wrong, but we're going to get to that. But she thinks she's more successful than Bryson because they're in similar, positions, I guess, in terms of status.
so
How much
So
money
I
did you make
guess
off the
the
couch?
next logical thing to do would be, because I was ignoring you when it came to your spaces. I was ignoring you with your subtweets. I was ignoring you when all of your followers were coming after me and harassing me and finding pictures.
That's the other thing. Conservative women, or crazy ladies, will go on the internet and then get mad when people harass them. So the thing is, they want the benefits of internet money and not being anonymous and have none of the downside of people criticizing you. They say, I want to be here and I can't be made fun of or criticized. Men understand, people criticize Bryson. People make fun of me. But we like doing this. This is fun. We could go be anonymous tomorrow.
pictures of me as
I
a
don't
child
look
and
too
putting them
close.
online. So I guess the next logical thing to do would be to write a song about me, like some kind of bootleg Taylor Swift wannabe.
That's the next thing they do. You're obsessed with me. Again. You should be hotter if you're making that accusation. That's all I'm saying.
So
Which part of my
now, if you
song
want
was
to talk
about
about
you, Josie?
morality, I mean, if you want to talk about morality, I'm a mother and I'm a woman.
That's the other thing. They think that being a mother and a wife makes them a better person. So instead of their behaviors just being a better person, they appeal to, well, I'm a wife and a mother. Well, I know plenty of bad mothers and plenty of bad wives. To be honest, guys, one of the kindest people I ever met was a raging liberal. Okay, maybe not the kindest, but she's like top 10. But my point is, it doesn't necessarily matter that you're a wife and a mother if you're a bitch. Like, I don't care if you wear a Jesus necklace if you're a bitch.
And any man that was brought up right has the instinct to protect men, to protect women, and to protect mothers.
I
I mean,
am
I'm
trying to
not dealing
protect
with
you.
that.
Like right now, you
No,
should put on
it's
the
your
sweater.
instinct to
'Cause right
not
now your
attack
boobs are out.
women.
He said, right now your boobs are out. I'm trying to protect you. This is the other thing. Entitled women think they deserve protection from men they have done nothing for and don't know. Why do you deserve protection from somebody you don't know?
Right? You don't have that instinct to not attack women.
No, I
That's not an
am
instinct that
protecting
you
people.
have. That's
Then it's the you're abusive. That's what they go to next. You're abusive.
I'm trying to
speaks- that
protect. I'm
speaks
trying to
to-
protect women from being. I'm trying to protect women from being influenced by people like you and Seth and the rest of the women dressed like harlots on that calendar. And I'm trying to protect men so they don't fall into lust because y'all are placing a stumbling block in front of them. All of that is biblical.
Oh, control
Even right
your
now, you have
wiener.
your.
Jesus Christ.
Control
That's the other thing. What they'll do is they'll get naked and then say, you should just control your dick. Well, men have like 8 times the testosterone we do. So they get naked and say, you guys, stop thinking about my boobs, which are out in your face. You pervert. Don't view me as an object, even though I'm dressed like one. Ugh.
your
Control
wiener,
it.
Bryson. Control your wiener.
Control your wiener, Bryson.
I don't
Control your
have
wiener.
them issues. I don't have them issues. Also,
You
like,
seem
even,
to
like,
have
even
those
right now,
issues.
you say what?
Can we all just be friends and vote for Trump and just storm the Capitol one
Oh,
last
I'm gonna
time?
do that, but
Can we storm the Capitol one last time?
No.
You would love to storm.
Hey Alex, which part of my song was about Josie? Nobody still haven't answered my question.
the part that you named it demonic after putting demonic
Because
over my
the calendar
calendar, the
was
whole thing was
demonic.
a reference to that. Nobody's gonna listen
Rip.
to your song or buy your song, so it doesn't matter. I used
sell
to write
more
poetry
music
when
than
I
you
was
sell
sad in middle
anything.
school, so I appreciate
Hey.
the poetry that you wrote in my name.
Yeah, hey Josie, I have just a quick question. Which one of us has tried to sell something throughout all of this? Me or you?
You wrote a song. Were you not trying to profit off that?
How am I profiting off the song at all?
Are you gonna sell it? Is it
No,
for sale?
the song is not on. I purposely left it off any
Is it gonna be
platform
for
because it was
sale?
1 minute. No, it's not for sale.
You know what? You're actually being monetized. I have some scripts of how you're being monetized, some screenshots. You're being monetized with waifu. You know what waifu is? Right on your X account. You've got porn on your advertising X account. I'm happy to send it to you if you want to
Ooh,
see.
you
It's
got
got your name,
porn?
Bryson. And then you got porn. Yeah, you got porn there. So there's something that
Are you
you're
trying to say-
doing that
wait.
porn is being
Are you claiming-
attracted to your account.
Are you claiming that I watch? Are you claiming that I watch porn?
No.
No. I'm saying that there's
Oh,
something
okay.
that you are doing where porn is actually showing up as the ads. The ads
Well, that's
on
what
your
they
X
do.
account.
I'm telling you, the Christian guys are such a target for the OF women because they're not having sex, the younger ones. So it makes perfect sense that an advertiser, like they target you on Facebook. Like if I want to run a Facebook ad, you can target the specific type of like age group and like the things they watch. So I don't know what she's talking about, but it wouldn't surprise me if they looked at the demographics and said, let me buy ads. So, and they kind of do that with men that like, they do it with anime. They do it with other niches too, but
Like Jason. Whitlock situation where he had that Timu thing sticking deep in the butt.
Yeah,
card.
that's something you might want to take that up with
Targeted
Elon.
ads.
So I find it.
It's
So
totally
I find it funny,
against
and I know,
everything you believe in.
and I know. Hey, Joseph, let me help you. So what you're trying to say, the Jason Whitlock situation, that would be me looking at something and then an ad popping up for me because of my algorithm. I know you're a woman, and I don't know your I don't know your IQ, so let me help you real quick.
She's smart.
If
She's
you,
smart.
if you are looking at, if you are on somebody else, because ads are algorithmic. So if you are looking at something and an ad pop up, that means you are interested in what you're seeing.
Oh, this was so funny.
Not the person's Twitter account. That's simply not how it works. And I'm glad I could help you on that. Secondly, you said you're a Catholic, which is cool.
Looking at them. They're being sent to me.
I'm trying to help you right now. I'm trying to teach you a little something.
Yeah, women by calling them whores. You're not helping anybody. Get the fuck out.
I call women whores a lot when we're having sex. I'm like a little whore. I say that all the time.
Biblical. Whores is biblical. The Bible explains to you what a whore is. Oh,
you're calling women all Mary Magdalene? Is that what you're doing? Oh, walk that back.
Is that true? Was Mary Magdalene a prostitute? Was she a prostitute?
Well, okay, I know you don't understand the Bible at all, but let me ask you a question. Do you think
you don't
all
either,
of the photos
there's a Trinity in there, you know? I know your cult doesn't understand that there's a Trinity, but there's a Trinity.
Hey, Josie, do you believe every photo in that calendar was modest? Do you believe every calendar in that every photo in that calendar was modest?
Wasn't.
I believe mine was modest, and I believe that you didn't like that very much.
I didn't say anything personally about your photo outside the cross, but do you believe because you supporting the whole calendar? Can you admit that there are immodest pictures in that calendar? That's all I want from you.
Yes, of course there are. Mine's not one of them.
That's a fair answer. Bryson, they agree.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for admitting.
Then we can come together, Bryson.
Why did you need me to confirm that for you? I don't understand.
Because y'all have been like doing this capping all week. Can I ask you another question? Do you think a Christian imagery being in a collection of immodest photos, do you think that is righteous?
I think that I'm responsible for me and you're responsible.
Would you be okay with her walking into your church like that? Do you see this? This is another example of the catfishing. And there's a filter on the bottom left too.
For you.
But you've been promoting the entire calendar. You've been trying to sell the entire calendar. Nobody is selling a Josie picture.
Of course I am. It goes to a wonderful cause. You know how? No, what, no. Bryson, I want to thank you because you are the calendar salesman of the year.
That's true.
You have sold so many calendars for us.
Who's the grifter, Alex?
So many.
Who is the grifter?
Well, I think we're all grifters trying to get paid, trying to get laid. I
made a ton of money off this. Yeah, but I didn't have to. I didn't have to punch down at Bryson to do it. I didn't have to punch down at Bryson.
I don't think.
So then she admits she made a ton of money off of this. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just thought this was so funny, guys. Okay, wait, let me show you the other. I want to show you guys the other thing that happens is simps will literally die on the hill. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. Simps will literally die on the hill of defending whores. Play recording. It was like an hour and a half in. Here we go.
Bueller. Anyone? Bueller. Bueller.
A calendar. How much money is there in a calendar? Like, how many calendars are we trying to move here? Like, in terms of counter ops, it's like, this is insane. Like, all it took was a calendar, and now the left is all over us in 5 different directions. Like, this is madness.
Oh, wait, guys, we do have Ashley St. Clair here.
Let's go.
And Ashley, of course, is a member of the calendar who probably has the most risque photo in the entire calendar. She also has 2 photos. I think it's only her and Riley have both because I've gone through and look. Ash, if you wanna pop in. Kev, here she comes.
Calendar gators.
This is like the New York pot. Ashley St. Clair, welcome to the space. Welcome to Calendar.
I got into DMs and told him to get in here.
I need to apologize sincerely for daring to take back the costume of femininity that Dylan Mulvaney was wearing for this calendar. I deeply apologize for recreating the Dylan Mulvaney shoot, which that was, and something aboard.
So that's wait. So that's the Dylan Mulvaney shoot.
Yes, where Dylan was in the bathtub blowing the bubbles, being all silly and girly. And
there's a wait. There's a photo of Dylan Mulvaney in a bathtub like that.
There is a whole video.
Guess what, folks? I'm not.
Okay, so again, this is the plausible deniability. Well, I only did it not because I want to be naked, not because I'm a whore, but Dylan Mulvaney did it and I was trolling him. I don't want to be naked. There's no way I could have done it in a modest way. I'm just forced. I got to be naked.
Going to be looking that up because
No
I don't
way.
want that. I don't want that demon cipher in my brain.
No,
in
Jack,
any way.
Jack, I'm sorry. It's me who's summoning the demons, apparently.
No,
You know, actually,
Okay, wait.
switch. You see? This is, by the way, this is why Ashley and I became.
This is worse than the calendar. I feel more exposed than I was in my demonic shoot.
Okay, wait, I want to get.
What?
She's a little
I don't
further.
know. Wasn't the photos the way that some people have said that they're against the whole project? Kevin is not said, and I won't put words in your mouth, Kev. Are you against the whole project or no?
Okay,
No,
Josie's on her way. She just messaged me.
Oh,
She'll be here.
Josie's on her way.
or Christian argument, right?
And
I just didn't think, because she's clearly like the trad wife kind of thing, and it's, to me, poking fun at it by having the cross centralized in the picture. So
But
I was
what we
against
have
that.
to understand is that Seth.
Okay, so he's saying, look, I'm not against the calendar necessarily. But if you're going to be a whore, be a whore. Don't whore for Jesus. Like, don't give us one or give us the other. We can't do this both. There's no video, guys. It's audio.
Weathers, and he has been nothing but respectful, and I really have to, counter some of these arguments that he just got all these young hot girls to do this. He was nothing but respectful to me, and he asked all of these women to be a part of it because he respected them a lot. And Seth is not a photographer. If I had to guess, they probably didn't even notice the cross in the background. If I'm correct, this was shot at Josie's personal home.
Yeah,
she actually makes these
right.
pies
But
and
Ashley,
lives.
I'm not
Wait,
implying.
Kev, hold on. I want to just double check. Are you telling us that it was Seth who took the photos?
Yeah, he didn't take the photos, but he had a photographer with him. But this isn't what they do professionally.
Calendar.
Kev's like, I'm really into the calendar.
You needed a separate Josie panel. Like,
Kev,
give him a Josie
Now Josie came in.
edition.
And
The
our
both were
children.
definitely
People
be
are going to jump
anti-calendar.
into this. People are going to jump in thinking they're going to hear about Lennon, and then
Yeah,
they're going to
people are
watch
gonna
the
be-
calendar
Well,
date.
why is Seth saying it's the most
I have a way with women, you see.
So walk us through the left and the right of this whole controversy, because I didn't even know there was a controversy. I'm like working on
Oh, absolutely. So I did my photo shoot with all the other beautiful women, and like Ashley, hi Ashley. And Seth came over and he brought his photographer with him. We were at my house, and in my kitchen, because I have a new house, new kitchen, and it's all, beautiful. And so that worked. So I was asked if I wanted to model a swimsuit, and I said no. That's not for me. That's not my style. I've had 3 kids. I'm in my 30s.
Oh my God. I don't think she's in her 30s. She does not look like she's in her 30s, number one. She's got 3 kids and she's doing this shit. That is so embarrassing for those children.
It's not for me. So we tried to find something else for me to do, and I'm a award-winning pie baker. So he's like, all right, well, let's run with that. He's like, I'm just going to need a kitchen. And I said, okay, let's use my kitchen. So he came over, we did it in my kitchen. I got my hair and my makeup done. We wanted to kind of do a 1940s, 1950s housewife kind of theme. I am a connoisseur of Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, black and white movies. This is my jam. So I got all modeled up like that. I wore a white dress like Marilyn Monroe. Wore an apron over it.
What's your favorite Marilyn Monroe movie?
Some Like It Hot. It's hilarious.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one most people say. That one's really
so
good.
funny. Yeah. They couldn't make it today.
Mine is, for my money, mine is Niagara. When Niagara's on, I will drop anything and watch it. I love that.
Yeah, that's a good one. 7 Year Itch is also really funny.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like her. I love It's a Wonderful Life. I love Breakfast at Tiffany's. All of that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, my living room is decked out in.
God, I don't care. Can you be more entertaining?
Her little Get her little bits
Ain't no
in.
shame in my game. So that's kind
Ain't
of,
no shame.
yeah. So
No
So
shame.
watch. They laugh with her. They give her every benefit of the doubt. And whenever a man comes in and starts questioning her hard, they say, let's just get back to the calendar.
So I'm Catholic. I've been Catholic my whole life. I was baptized Catholic. I was my confirmation name is Genesis. I got married Catholic. I'm Catholic, and that crucifix in my
Wait, I thought it
home.
had to be a saint.
Well, no, they let me do Genesis.
They let you do
They
Genesis.
let me do Genesis.
Wow.
Yeah, I just because everybody was Mary and Elizabeth, and I'm like, this is Mary, Elizabeth, and Anne. Everyone was choosing, and I'm like, can I do this?
Our mom is Elizabeth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, could I do something a little different? And they looked.
No tough questioning. Nothing till Bryson gets in
into
here.
it. They came back to me a few weeks later and said, yeah, you can be Genesis. I said, okay, that's great. So so I did this. I've had this crucifix hang. I have several crucifixes. They're in every room in my home because I'm Catholic, and that's the only way my grandmother would have it. I have a baptismal crucifix with my baptism candles in it, to light when the world ends. Which
Kevin Stamper.
I skipped a little bit, guys. I'm getting.
So it's hot.
So again, she keeps saying, I'm Catholic, I'm Catholic, I'm Catholic. It's just a virtue signal. We can't tell.
And I like to dress comfortably. I didn't have any cleavage. I had legs because women have those.
So again, her dress is short. Her legs are out. And she says, women have those. You guys are just perverts.
I had an apron on. I mean, it really couldn't have gotten much more classy. Like,
really, we couldn't have gotten any more classy than this. Wrong, I fixed it. See, this is trad larp, trad. Trad larp, trad. Trad larp, trad. Yeah, having a cross in every room is easier than being a good person, isn't it? It's way easier to just put some crosses up.
Like, I mean, than that. And my crucifix is my crucifix. I love my crucifix. Of course, it's going to be in my kitchen Well, we wanted to go with a red, white, and blue theme, and since what I do.
Oh my God,
Guy.
Yeah.
Kevin, who I think you did meet at, you said it was right before you hopped on. It's part of
Because it was in your kitchen.
Because I'm.
Is that?
Okay, so long story short, the Christians were mad because there was a Catholic crucifix in her kitchen while she's thirst trapping. Again,
Like
one or the other.
That are saying,
are you Catholic or are you thirst trapper? I prefer OnlyFans models to women like this. I really do. They're more honest. At least the OnlyFans models are coming in and saying, yep, I'm a whore.
and I think it's bikinis.
Can I say there were two women? There were two women
from Israel.
No,
Oh my
big
God.
history in my hand.
I think the picture went viral because it was people were attacking the concept of conservative women doing.
Like we're trying to reestablish what trad really is, what conservative really is, and then this is like a little like poke in the belly, like a little funny.
But her picture
shot
is
at.
pretty trad.
Yeah, I mean,
I know, and it's in.
Ashley's was not.
Is
What
Dylan Mulvaney
my
Jesus?
argument?
Josie, what kind of pie was it?
Georgia, where he lives.
These guys aren't asking her any tough questions. None. And you can't really blame them. Like, men just want an easy, like, they don't want to go through, like, women freak out so much, they don't want to be the bad guy. But they're asking her no tough questions.
And they actually stopped somewhere and got plastic forks so they could eat it.
Let me see when Bryson gets here.
Oh, Flex
Yes,
just
it's
didn't
a
edit.
normal
Wait,
dress.
twice.
Well, who steamrolled any commandment? Like, so the conversations you want me to have?
Let's take the profit part of it out. All right, we've addressed that. Kevin said his piece. You gave him a response. He asked you to name an organization. You named several.
No, we can even let them live as a pro-life work. We gave $7,500 to them as well this year. You can tag them.
Seth is coming in and say, you guys just like to complain. I help conservatism more. Don't really care about that part. Maybe he does. He probably does. There's a lot of people that complain on the internet. It's the internet. What do you expect?
It went to Josie.
Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking
the Josie
for.
part in the calendar with a crucifix on the wall. And the most beautiful thing about this conversation, the most beautiful part that I heard, is redheaded libertarian specifically said she's trying her best attempt at Marilyn Monroe. Now, if anybody in here is going to be genuine, the whole entire selling point of Marilyn Monroe was being a sex symbol. And please stop acting like redheaded libertarian was dressed like a 1950s homemaker. If you do a simple Google search, type in 1950s women in the kitchen, you will never see anybody with a dress that far above their knees. Y'all can say that is extreme, but I'm just saying I'm holding you to your own standard. So we know the entire calendar is meant to sell sex, so let's stop. You're selling lust, Seth Weathers. I view you as sort of like a conservative pimp. Also, the last thing I want to say is the definition of conservative. The only difference between a conservative and a liberal is traditional values. Like by definition, I'm not talking about your personal opinion. Let's not treat the word conservative like liberals do gender, where you can make it whatever you want. By definition, there is no definition you can look at in any place. Go look it up yourself. Every definition of conservatism requires you to be traditional. Now, what's traditional depends on the country you're in. Traditions in an Islamic country may be a little different than in an African country. But here in the United States of America, though, it is Christian values. That is our tradition in this country. So you can't be conservative and then also support immodesty. Just like you can't be Christian and also support immodesty.
May I respond?
Okay, now this is a good
Yeah,
part.
yeah, please go ahead.
Hey, up in the Jumbotron, I just dropped a picture and it says I'm Catholic and it has all of my baptismal and my first
She's tweeting her Catholic selfies, which is amazing. That's exactly what we needed and wanted, of course. That totally proves that you're about it.
communion, everything. My grandparents moved out of their house at 50 years. My grandmother saved everything in a box. So I shared a picture of that up there in the Jumbotron. You go ahead and take a look. You know, because I'm claiming to be Catholic, so I'm trying to back that up with facts and truth. My hair and my makeup were done to look like 1950s, 1960s. We were going for the style of Marilyn Monroe and my hair.
Hit the like button, guys.
My
Hit
hair
it.
and my
Hit
makeup.
it. I'm gonna check.
In that she wore black eyeliner on the top lid and she did a red lip, and my dress was white. So
now she's trying to change it, and this is like a way women manipulate. They said this, you call them out on what they said, then they try to change what they said. She said, I was trying to look like Marilyn Monroe. And then he's like, well, Marilyn Monroe was a whore. And she's now changing it. Well, I just meant wearing white and the red lipstick.
I would have maybe been over a train grate with the wind blowing up into my white dress, but it was just a dress.
Then this is gaslighting. She's saying I wasn't dressed like a whore. You guys get your mind out of the gutters.
There was no cleavage in the way that Marilyn Monroe. There's sometimes you find some interesting things. So I have some of Bryson's tweets from a few years ago, I guess before he found God.
Now this is the next thing they do. They go find any reason you've contradicted yourself ever in the last decade. We're talking about one thing, she's going to try to change the topic, and she'll say, well, you had this tweet 10 years ago.
It is so sexy. Sexy, but her face is too small. One of my followers just posted a really sexy pic. Ross, stop. I've been in Miami, and the women there are up.
Okay, now she's trying to embarrass him. That's her point. She's trying to embarrass him.
I mean, did you... Anyway, that's my part, but I can't stay... I really got to go. I needed to go.
Now spews a bunch of bullshit, leaves before anyone can call her on it.
No, red libertarian. Hey, I let you speak.
She did. No, for real, she did say earlier.
I did say 15 minutes ago. I had
the simp coming in. Don't let her have it. We all know another minute wouldn't kill her, but the simp has to come in and defend her.
To go. I'm late.
We know it's it's holidays. Everybody
because I was in the space. We know the real reason why. Because now we're about to. Now I love that you brought this up. This is beautiful. Unlike other fake Christians, I'm not gonna call you a fake Christian outright, but I mean you are. Bryson Gray doesn't delete old stuff. If you watch any interview of Bryson Gray, any interview ever, I am open about my past. On a Vice News interview, almost 1 million views, I said my stuff used to be degenerate. The thing in real life is everybody here knows me, in real life. Jack Lasobe has never heard me cuss in real life. Nobody's ever seen me drunk in real life. You know why? Because I changed my ways and went to God. That's why you have to go years back to see these tweets. You know what's funny about this is you claim people were harassing you because somebody brought up a picture of you 3 years ago. You claim somebody was harassing you, and then you also
somebody brought up a no. I'm going to clear you. Somebody brought up a picture of me as a teenager, as a child.
Then their true colors come out and they start yelling because they can't handle. Because the thing is, she's making money off of being a Catholic and being hot. And it's being found out that she's a fraud. And so when that's found out, one, the simp's got to defend and say, why are you guys finding out about this fraud? We don't want her to freak out. I'm afraid of women's opinions. I'm just afraid. I don't want them to freak out. Why are you doing this, Bryson? And then she gets to avoid the questions. But wait.
They brought up a picture of me. Okay, this is all right. He's going to lie. I'm going to leave.
I did not interrupt you, redhead libertarian.
I'm interrupting you because you're lying. It was a picture of me as a child that got put online.
I am not.
Then she'll go back to the pedophile argument. She'll try to put anything as pedophile. You know, I told this woman, I said, hey, you should go watch your kids instead of arguing with me on Twitter. She called me a pedophile for just asking her to watch her children.
Not lying. They posted
a child. You stop right now.
Hey, I understand this is an emotional time for you. I understand that you attempted to do something. I understand you're triggered. I understand you don't like being called out. But you're talking to somebody that doesn't care. And I let you.
He said, I understand you don't like being called out, but you're talking to somebody who doesn't care.
Speak,
and I was respectful. I've been respectful this entire time. I need you to give me the same respect.
Well, at the same time, I think she just dropped. But at the same time, like where the issue is the calendar. And if that's something that's outside the calendar, then that
now the simp is coming in and he's saying, no, we're talking about the calendar. We're not talking about Josie. We're talking about in general, the calendar. Bryson says, no, I'm talking about you, whore.
Look, you got tweets outside the calendar. I'm sure I got tweets, pictures, whatever. We've all got that stuff, right? But let's just just focus on the calendar.
Wait, Jack. I kept it about the calendar. And once again, this is the narrative.
And that's what they do. Whenever like a guy is really giving it to a girl, the simp's always got to come in and defend. That's why I say we're all feminists. There's language I use. Someone pointed it out earlier in the show. That's feminist. It's like we all, to some degree, participate in this system. And sometimes you're given no choice. You got to lie to women in order to keep your job, or in my case, stay monetized. God, I should start a pandering channel. That'd be kind of funny. I should start a second channel that's just pandering, telling women they're queens. But the thing is, I'll tell you what happens. You'll say something comedically, and then what they'll do to weaponize things against you, they'll clip it and then say, but what about that time you said this, with no context? Whatever, I'm going to keep going.
That is so interesting to me. You did not interrupt her once and claim this. Let's get back to the calendar.
Yup. He's calling it out. The
She's
simping.
attempting to talk about my old tweets. But then when I respond and she gets triggered and start yelling like a typical woman, now let's get back to the calendar.
And that's the biggest form of simping. Is men. This is what they'll do. The men, instead of getting on the women for yelling and freaking out and making things a big deal, they get on the men that piss them off. It never ends. Pearl Pander Daily Show.
A typical woman.
I think if we're going to talk about yelling like a typical woman, I think Bryson Gray gets
cut this guy off.
Do you see this? He's saying things that are true. He's calm. And the guys come in and say, Bryson, but you're yelling.
So now it's cutting me off because y'all triggered. But it's funny because I let everybody else talk.
No one's triggered. We find you. It's
in a picture.
Okay. So now we're going to go back. And I have some TikToks about modesty. So, a lot of times women use modesty as what they use it as a tool for what they're trying to get out of somebody. So here we have this woman that showed what she dressed like on her 23rd birthday. Now, what is she trying to get in this picture? She's probably trying to get a baller. You know, women dress based on what they want. That's why if you want to know if a woman's interested in you, how is she dressed on the date? Is she dressed like this or dressed like something else? Not interested. If it's going to be number 2, I'm going to show you guys. Oh, wait, I think I got to I got to take out the sound so I don't get copyright. 24th birthday. 25th birthday. Shapeshifters. And now she would wind up and you guys is one. I don't think this shirt is that modest. I think it's kind of tight. And this is what they do. I can already hear these ladies in my head. They would gaslight me. They would say, I would say that shirt's kind of tight. And they say, what about you, pervert? I have eyes. But yeah, so if this woman shows up on a date with you like this, she's not interested. She views you as a provider, right? The first half, she was looking for the bad boy. Now she's looking for a provider. And we'll see who steps up to the plate. Maybe someone in my chat. I don't know. DM her. Next, we got a wife showing how modestly she dresses, but really, she looks like a grandmother. And she's posting it on social media. You know, it takes the modesty kind of takes away from you if you're drawing attention to you dressing modestly. Do you know what I mean? It's like the people that do good things and then video themselves doing good things. It kind of takes it away. And in my opinion, if she's dressed like this, it's just for a different, it's for the worship me attention, because this is clearly not normal unless she lives in some sort of near Amish community. If she does, okay, I'll give it to you. But this isn't like a normal thing to wear. So this is, I want to virtue signal modesty and have me be the center of attention. Unless she's Amish. I'll give her the Amish, okay? And this is an account showing how you can slay modestly. Now, I don't know, does one counter the other? Am I crazy for thinking those are contradictory? So again, was she dressing this way at 22? No. 18? No. But when the clothes switch, that's when you see them going for the providers. You know, a lot of, people see clothes as a testament to one's character. And I don't really see it that way. I see it as a signal of what the woman wants. A slim fit isn't modest. I know. But I know there's a simp in the chat that's going to die on the hill. She's modest. She's modest. No, again, I played volleyball, guys. I'm not the morality police out here. What annoys me, whore or trad? Which one are you? You don't get to be both, okay? This is what deters people off from church, because they'll be like, we got to see it from the behavior, right? She's sexy modest. Also, hit the like button, guys. By the way, 1 yearly membership on my website gets theaudacitynetwork.com will sponsor us for the year. We want to get 3,500 total members. It's either 8 members a show or 1 yearly membership that pays. That means everyone's paid, right? Everyone wants to get paid. We can hire everyone, we got payroll here. The lights on, the electric bill, etc. Okay. We also, if you want, we have a divorce documentary. I just we had some challenges. I don't really want to go through with what happened before. We had some challenges, but I'll tell you now, we have a really, really good team coming in to finish the documentary. And right now they're paid for 2 months and I need to pay them for 7. It's either 6 or 7. We want to get this documentary out by Mother's Day. So if you want to donate, feel free. We're at like $12,000. If we get to 20, that's like 3 months. 2-3 months? Okay. Proof that being modest isn't boring. Here's the next one of the woman. I mean, all this is high-waisted clothes, tight jeans. I mean, I don't know. This just looks like a normal outfit to me. Like, I don't see this and see modest. It just looks like, I mean, I'm from Chicago. That's just what we wear. Like, you know, it's not bad, right? But I wouldn't, we're giving this girl too much credit. Modesty can still slay. Another high-waisted. I mean, you guys realize, you know, I think she's an ass girl. I think she's an ass girl. And the reason I think that is because women, we're only as modest as good looking we are. So usually if she was a boob girl, it'd be like a tight shirt. But because it's tight pants, she's not going to show it on camera. But what she'll do is she'll do the plausible deniability and pretend she's not, but she is. Totally okay. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But yeah, that's what it is. If she had D cups, it would be a too tight t-shirt. Like that's what it would be. Yeah, see, there you go. It's like the subtle butt. It's they want me to pretend like I don't see this. I'm not and by the way, I want to say I'm not offended. I don't want it to come off like I'm going to see this woman walking in public and be offended. I don't care. It's the virtue signaling for me. Okay, this is where I get a little, yeah, I called it, tight pants. And the simps, and this is the simps will come in and defend it to the grave. She's not doing anything. That's not that bad. You know, sometimes it's like, I understand. I'm not surprised. And I want to say this in the nicest way possible. When you guys talk sometimes about your ex-wives bamboozling you, you guys say things like that. And I think, well, I'm not surprised. It's like the woman that gets robbed that believes scammers that call her. Do you know what I mean? Like she'll say, oh, there's some Nigerian prince I have to save and send money to. And you're like, and you don't want to say that you deserve it because you don't. That's a terrible thing to do. But you're like, what do you expect? And to be fair, some guys, there's no way in hell they the woman was a shapeshifter. But it's just when I hear these type of comments, I'm like, what? Okay, with this one.
Modesty. Once you start understanding the beauty of modesty, there is no...
Okay, so again, she's saying the beauty of modesty, but you have a face of makeup caked on, and I'm pretty sure that's fake hair.
Going back.
No, I'm not offended. Doesn't bother me. But it just, so she's going to do this because she's got a strong face card. So it's like very convenient, right? So it's like she's probably flat both ways. So she can cover it up. It doesn't really hurt her. She's got a strong face card, strong hair, good hair. That's what she's going to appeal to. And that's what she's drawing attention to. Okay. We got another one. Oh, he's on? Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show one more video. Now she's trying on a hijab. Because again, the heavy makeup, pick one. And I don't even really pick one. I just pick one.
في سكون الليل أدعو في سجودي والدجى حولي سواد في سوادي يا رغوفا يا رحيما يا حليما يا كريم.
She'll be Islam tomorrow. And then it'll be on our social media. So today we have a special guest coming on the show. And we're gonna go over the 2025 calendar of the year. And I have a special guest coming on. I want him to help me with because sometimes, guys, I don't think, I'm not religious enough to the point that I can always point out what's modest and what's immodest. So sometimes I need help, right? So we have a special guest on. We have the one and only Bryson Gray. Welcome to the show, Bryson.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me.
I can't see him on the screen. Do I need to mute him or something? I'm good. Okay. Bryson, how's it going?
It is going great. It is going great. Well, I can't eat this now, my lovely wife, but she kind of just brought me some food, but I can't do anything with it currently. So
I was telling them that the best cookie I've ever had in my life was the one your wife made me.
Did you hear it, baby? She heard you.
I dream about that cookie.
Nah, her cookie game is A++.
So, Bryson, the one thing I really appreciate about you, and I think it's well known, that you actually live out the things that you talk about. But what I get a little bit frustrated with, and I'm not the most religious person in the world, I like to just say that, but is when people use religion to be whores. Yeah. I just, I get a little bit offended because I think you could just be a whore. I think personally, I think that I would put a prostitute above a woman that is using God to be a whore.
What do you mean by using God to be a whore? Because that's an impossible thing to do, because the Bible is clearly against whores. Matter of fact, I posted a Bible scripture today that said, women of God can't be whores.
Totally. Let's bring up CalendarGate 2024. Can we pull up the screen, please?
I already know what to expect.
So I want you to help us here, and you're going to deem these modest or immodest.
All right, bet. Let's do it.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Whore. I mean, I don't want to call Ashley a whore. I don't know if she's a whore, but I didn't even know it was her before I saw the picture. But clearly, is this the new one?
No, this is last year. We're gonna get to the new one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Ashley knows how I feel about this. This is a very villain picture. This is very sexual. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely immodest, period, point blank. She doesn't claim to be of any faith, though, so I would expect that from a, woman.
Yeah, okay. I helped. What do you think now?
Much better. As long, the problem is that shirt, it got the loose buttons.
Okay.
I want to make sure there's a shirt under her, because I don't want to see the stomach either. So I just want to make sure we are doing, if we're going to go there, we got to really take it all the way.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man, come on now. Why are you posed like that? The short shorts. I mean, come on. But she knows, and she hates me, but she knows.
Yeah, she called me a pedophile because she said that she told her daughter taught her daughter how to pose like that, and I said, "Why would you do that?" Like, that's what I said.
Her daughter how to pose like that?
Yeah. And then she said I was a pedo. I'm like,
nah, that's teaching your daughter how to pose like that is quite disgusting.
Pretty gross.
So yeah, definitely immodest. I mean, definitely immodest. Come on, bro. I don't even know who Bethany Bartlett is, so I have nothing against you personally, but come on, man. You got the tight top shirt. You're making sure the stomach show because it has to show. You're poking your butt out in the tight pants. This is immodest. It's just immodest.
So this is what I mean when I say they're using God for virtue signaling. Now, it's one thing to talk about God when you believe it, that's how you live. And it's one thing to get the clout off of God online and then also do this online. I just say one or the other. I just want to pick one.
You have to remember, I think statistically less than 11% of Christians read the Bible, period. And if you look up statistics on who reads the Bible every day, it's probably less than that. So most Christians are pretty much, I mean, they're cultural Christians. They're like, my parents are Christian. I say I'm Christian. So nobody really reads the Bible to understand what it means to be a Christian. Nobody really lives it out because they don't know what to live out. Plus, nowadays, everything is so demonic. Women are walking outside with barely anything on. So if you're wearing what Bethany here is wearing, people say, well, that's modest compared to everything else. And that's how people get away with it. So,
yeah, but like that's why I say the whores are at least being honest. They're like, look, I don't care about God. I'm a whore. But what they do is they're a whore, but they put a cross necklace on. And I think that's worse.
Oh, it is worse. I mean, even the Bible says this in Revelation 3:15. God said he'll rather you be cold than lukewarm. So, like, I mean, just go full atheist. Why act like, you know what I'm saying? Why act like you're a Christian when you could just go full blown atheist?
Yeah. Then we got this one.
I can't in good conscience call that immodest. But again, that was she allowed her image to be used in a entire calendar that was clearly exploiting God. So I have that outfit specifically isn't immodest, but she endorsed immodesty with the calendar.
Got it.
I mean, come on. It's like again, man. Just come on, bro. Like literally the boobs are essentially out at this point. It's like, come on. I mean, again, clearly this is obviously meant to provoke a sexual thing. Clearly immodest, like zero modesty. Like we are talking about zero on the modesty scale right now. Like,
yeah, but it gets worse. Don't worry. We'll go on to this year.
Oh, okay. Hate to say it. What was she a swimmer?
Yeah.
I mean, I get she probably don't understand this is immodest because she's a swimmer, but you're not in a swim match right now. You have a swimsuit on with Ultra Bear. And I'm gonna tell you what creeps me out about this, Pearl. People were telling me this isn't immodest, and I get confused. Because no, literally, what's the next level of immodesty? If that's not immodest, what is next?
I'll tell you I'll tell you what I think it is. I'll tell you why I think she gets more of a pass. She's not posed overly seductive like this one is. I'm telling you, I'm not saying that I agree with you, but I'm saying I think like this is a very sexual picture where there's more what I call plausible deniability. So it's like when women are saying, I'm not being a whore, I'm just in my swimsuit.
Again, I'm confused because what's the next level of immodesty? What can she do with that outfit she has? What can she do?
Well, I'll tell you what it would be. It would be a thong.
I guess. I mean, that's because after that, you might as well get butt naked. Like this is. It
would be a thong, and she would be. It would be a straddling pose or like a behind the back pose. So because it's not an all-out prostitute pose, and because the cheeks are not completely out.
I mean, y'all can give her a pass. I know she's a swimmer. That's the only slight pass I could give her.
No, I'm not giving her a pass, but I'm saying this is how the women. You're a lot. I saw you going back and forth with those simps on that broadcast. And I see. I hate to say this, but you know what I mean when I say the Christian simps always tend to marry the ex-hoes, and it's very obvious why that would happen because they're so blue-pilled when it comes to women. Like they just believe every excuse,
It's easy to get blue pill. Even when I was like living where I'm from and I was more worldly, I didn't want a girl that smoked weed. And I ended up just saying, you know what, screw it. I guess I'll have to accept the girl that smoked weed because all of them smoke weed where I'm from. So it's like as men, we do sometimes be like, I mean, if I want to make this stuff happen, then I have to settle. So men do. Good thing I broke out of that and I was able to find my wife because I would have ended up with something crazy if I didn't go this route. So I definitely understand it.
Yeah. I tell them that your wife, I really don't ever believe women when they say like they saved themselves or whatever. She's the only one I think I believe.
Oh yes, it's true.
Like there is like maybe like two that I'd say 50-50 on if they're lying.
Well, I'm gonna be honest though. When I met a lot of her friends from back home, like it was weird to me because I thought my wife was lying when I first met her too. But it's because we're from different cultures. So when I went to Colorado, where her family met a lot of her friends, it's like the norm is sort of saving yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what type of weird culture is this? I've never heard of this. I've never met a virgin before. After the time I was like 16, gang. Everybody that got popped. That's what you got to deal with in life. So, yeah, it was a culture shock for me.
All right, what about Brittany Jean?
I mean, it's just immodest. I mean, just because you're slightly covering it up with whatever that is, that doesn't change the fact that if you take that off, right? I mean, even with it on, I'm sorry. I think most swimsuits women wear are immodest, and there are more modest swimsuits that women could wear, especially if people go to other countries. I don't know why women think cute means take off the most clothes, the most amount of clothes possible. Like you don't need that to be cute. If you go to Tokyo or you go to anywhere else in Japan, you'll realize that all of them women are still attractive. Me and my wife was there. Like all of the women were still attractive, but they all had clothes on. So
Yeah.
I don't get women in America.
Well, I think it's just because this would be deemed modest because in America, it's like thong bikinis are kind of the norm. That's pretty.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not
People
saying it
have
should be. I'm saying,
No, I feel you, but that's why I think people don't understand what modest and immodest mean because everybody is always comparing what it is to the worst that's going on right now.
Do you know what? I think they know exactly what it means, but I think because they want to get away with more, they pretend.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But I have to go immodest. I mean, this is once again. I hate to say it because this girl, I think something is genuinely wrong with her mentally.
No, I thought so too. I think
you said what?
I think she's mentally ill too.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. She's like, I remember one time I was going back and forth, and she said, not going back and forth, but I was reading her tweets, and she said she has the same exact measurements as Marilyn Monroe. And I'm like, that's a weird statement for any human to say, period. So I was like, what does that even mean? Why are you so obsessed with this person? So, I mean, the cross in the background, you clearly got this to be clearly it's a sexual pose. And then I can't stand people to say she has on a 1950 dress. Bro, I mean, literally anybody can Google 1950s dress and you will not see a woman with a dress on that goes above her knee. It just doesn't happen that way. This is clearly a very, very short dress. She has the heels on. And I mean, come on, bro. With the cross in the background. I mean,
this is exactly what I mean when I say grifting Christianity. She wants the virtue signal. She wants to be seen as pure. And that's what she was doing in her debate with you. She says, I am a woman. I am a mother. I am married. So that's signaling morality. Then she's got the cross. I have crosses in every room. I was baptized, signaling morality while acting like a harlot.
That's what they want. People want both. People want to be able to be in the world and be of God. I always tell people this is the problem we have. People can call me harsh. People can call me mean, whatever you want to call me. But we have to create. I mean, there has to be a line, and the line has to be biblical. And clearly, a Christian woman shouldn't be walking around like that. If you go read Proverbs 7, it warns men to stay away from women dressed like prostitutes. I mean, just verbatim in the Bible. So,
The other thing, too, is I think I should be able to tell you're a Christian without you talking about it. I understand there's evangelizing and that's but even if you didn't, and how disrespectful she was to you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like...
I'm used to it, but I agree. That's one of the main things I push. And I don't think, how can I say this? I'm not against evangelizing. But the best way to evangelize, in my opinion, is to be an example. Like, I shouldn't have to talk to you about the word of God for you to understand that this is how I operate. And it, you know what I'm saying? So I do agree with you 100% there. That's how a lot of Muslims do it.
Yeah. Well, those Muslim women are on nonsense too. I lived in I lived in a very Muslim area. They were doing the same stuff. They just do it with a hijab on.
I'm not shocked.
I fixed it for her.
Better.
What do you think now? What do you think?
The sweater should be a little tiny bit longer, but that could be me being a little extreme. Dress come past the knees. Better. I have nothing to say. I think Josie needed to incorporate this in her wardrobe, but I think we'll be okay.
So now we have 2025 CalendarGate.
Let's see. I seen a few. I ain't see all of them. Nah, that's fake.
No, this is real.
Nah, that can't be an actual thing.
Yes,
There's
it
no
is.
way that's an actual thing right there.
Yes, it is. This is the first
What?
one. I can't believe you haven't tweeted about this.
What?
He like
this is the most demonic thing I've ever seen from the right wing. I'm not even trolling. Nah, this is AI. You had to post that just to get a
No,
reaction
this
out
is
of me.
real. No.
Is that somebody butt naked under?
No, I gotta be honest, Bryson. I think this is better than last year. Now I'm gonna explain why. They're being honest this year. I prefer this to what was before because they're not using religion for virtue. They're saying, look, we're whores.
I get it. And from that aspect, I agree. But from somebody that claims to be right wing, this is just purely demonic. That woman, a woman will even allow herself to be even viewed like that on a right wing calendar that's marketed to conservative dads. I mean, this is just. this is just satanic. I really have no. There is no way this is real. I gotta go to the website.
I don't think right wing is like. They have like gays for Trump and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't think
that's not right wing. Just like definitionally, I think Trump, and I voted for Trump. I supported Trump in 2016 and 2020. But people get confused about what it means to be right wing. And being right wing, you know what I'm saying, just historically and definitionally requires some type of conservatism. This right here is,
yeah, but I think there's a difference between like what historically the definition is and what people would think of today. Like I understand historically it was a definition, but like if I said Republican, I don't think people would think like Bible thumping. Like I just don't think.
Well, you shouldn't. Republican is a party.
Yeah.
A party is different than an ideology. The problem is, though, I don't really, and how can I say this? I don't do the whole change of definitions over time, because if that's the case, then we might as well not say it's two genders anymore. Because if definitions can change over time because our feelings want them to, then we might as well follow along with the left and say say a gender is a social construct.
Look, I understand that point of view. I just don't think he puts himself as like a religious person, the guy that made the calendar. I think that's more my point. He
calls himself conservative dad. His company is named conservative dad.
Maybe it should be Republican then. Maybe that would be better.
It should be, because you can't use the word. You can't.
Yeah.
Conservatism in this country requires some type of religious view. So, just definitionally. So
when I heard him talk in the space, I didn't get that he was trying to be like okay. Here's the difference. Her brand is Catholicism. I don't see this guy's brand as being like a religious thing.
I get it. Yeah. But his brand is literally, literally conservative dad. So even amongst conservatism, no conservative, by definition, should have a butt naked woman with an apron on. Because now it's like, oh yeah, you're a flat out demon.
Okay, wait, let's go to I want to show you the rest.
I'm sorry. This is just crazy. Like, I'm literally on the website right now confirming that it's real. Like it's crazy.
Next one.
Bro, I mean, yeah, they just went all out with this one. I see now. I see now. Oh yeah, this is something.
What about this? Is this modest? Because this pass?
No, it's not modest because it's better than the other one. She's on top of an old car with. I think that whatever she has on is shorter than Josie dressed in the last one. So, Jessa, you can do better for yourself, homie.
You know what? It's funny. I almost view this as modest because these are so much worse, and I think that's.
But that's how people do it.
I know. I was like, I think that speaks something to society, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, because when you see that, it's like, okay, it's better than the other ones. Yeah. Oh, get the crap out of here! What the crap are we talking about? I'm sorry, I almost got back.
Here, what about this one? She's covered,
Bro, what is this, bro? And I bet you people would say this isn't immodest because she has on jean shorts rather than just having on nothing. No, are them even shorts? Like, how far are them things coming up? Like, bro, this is crazy.
The other thing I would add is I was happy this year. I have the stance that when I see women on TV and in magazines, I want to feel insecure. I should not see any woman that is like close to me, like looks like at all. Like these women are 8s and higher, and I felt like that was more true to it. There's too many mids last year. They need to be 8 and up. Like, I'm sorry, but this is a woman that could get invited on a yacht in Miami. Nobody is inviting this woman on a yacht in Miami. There's just no one. No, maybe Riley, maybe this one. The rest, no, they're not. Anyways.
Listen, All I'm gonna tell you is this: whoever that girl is that's allowing herself to be exploited and wearing nothing under a freaking apron, like you need to repent ASAP. Because I bet you somewhere, if I find your social media, I can guarantee that you call yourself a Christian. Guaranteed every time.
Yeah.
Guarantee. What's that person name? I bet you. Let me look it up. I bet you. I bet she's trying to be a
Yeah,
Christian.
go ahead. Look at. We got more though. Mark Silly, Mallory.
I mean, yeah, all this is typical degeneracy.
Sydney. There's them in the car together. Oh, look at there's a One Piece.
This is pitiful. I feel like they purposely made it. I feel like they purposefully made it this way so I can call it demonic and then get some more. Oh, get the crap out. This thing is filthy. This is filth. Get the crap out of here, bro. This is filthy, bro. Trishelle, is she black? Who is that?
So
with a name like Trishelle.
So I wanted you to comment. Now I have some rules for modesty.
Mm-hmm.
Now my rules, I think, because I'm a bit more secular, are going to be different than yours, obviously. Okay, but so I'm going to put in my thoughts, and I want you to tell me yours, like what rules you would add. So when you become, I have two categories: modest for a wife and a mother, and modest for a single woman. I think that, in order to attract a guy, women got to show a little bit what they're going to get. So I give a little, I know you're going to say no. I give a little bit of grievance to women a little bit when they're single. I'll give them a little bit more of a pass. But when you're a wife and a mother, it's got to go. It's got to go 100%. I know you're going to say no to this, but this is my thoughts. Now, what I did was I looked up the dress code that we have at a Catholic school near me. And I put that for the wife and the mother. Should be at least knee length or fingertip length for church attire day. Skirts and dresses should not be too tight and should not have slits. Tops should have sleeves or be worn with a cardigan or a blazer. Low-cut tops and tops that reveal cleavage should be avoided. Necklines should be suitable for church. Mary Jane or saddle shoes are common in Catholic uniforms. Sweaters must be worn with a button-down shirt, and slacks, relaxed fitting dress slacks may be appropriate.
I agree with essentially all of that.
Except
now,
the first
sometimes with me, I know people think when I say this, you're going to be like, no way. I don't like taking things too far past Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But with that being said, I think there is no distinction between what a single woman wears and what a wife should wear. And the reason why is because no true man of God is going to see a woman showing cleavage and dressing like a whore and be like, no, I want that woman.
You would be surprised. You would be surprised.
Now, listen, that's why I made a distinction. I said true man of God, because the circles I'm in, we literally bash women dressing like whores.
I've seen pastors marry porn stars. Is he not a real man?
Again, this is why I said true man of God. It has nothing to do with the title. It has to do with how they walk it and their mindset and how it matches the Bible. I agree with the no slits thing. I want to pinpoint that. The no slits thing in the dresses, I'm completely with. Me and my wife was just talking about this the other week. I know my wife sometimes think I take everything too far, but listen. The slits is letting me know, it's sending a mess. It's a signal. When I see a slit in a dress, automatically I'm like, this woman is really not a woman of God. Now, that's not always fair because some women just don't understand the difference yet. So that's fine. I'm not talking about y'all.
They do. That's the plausible deniability. They know. Get the fuck out of it.
No, literally, I know some people that when they start off on they walk, people that are so ingrained into society, like we said, people don't understand the line for modesty because they grow up thinking this is not trashy, this is trashy. But in reality, the stuff that you said, what?
Women know from a young age which things elicit attention from men. What they do is to get one over on you guys. They make you think they don't know. They know. I don't. You're telling me
been around people where I had to like teach them. So it's like I agree with you for the most part, but I don't think women should be wearing that. So I agree with most of what was said. I like sweaters. You said something about the button-down shirt. What I would add is not only should the dress come down past the knees, which I like. What's more elegant though is when they come all the way down. Like if you look up the flowy dresses
Okay,
that a lot of Asian women wear, I think American women, especially you Christians, should
flowy.
adopt that. I like the flowy dress that come all the way down. That's what I like. I'm not saying it
Which
has to. I'm saying that's a Bryson preference.
this
I rather
one?
come all the
Oh,
way down.
this one. Right? Can you see my
Let me
screen
see.
there?
I can't see it yet.
And now he can see.
Not that one with the slit. That black one is a no-go. This one right here, yeah, the big one on the screen, that
Yeah.
come down.
Okay.
It's not as flowy. You'll have to look up the fashion in like Japan. Because I think the majority of the fashion in Japan is more like flowy,
Fashion.
flowy dresses. I don't know the exact name of it though.
Yeah. Oh, these.
Yeah. I think some of them are what I'm talking about. Yeah, the one that come down and it's still cute. You can still be cute. Yeah, I like the flowy dresses, man. I like the flowy dresses.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Now, jeans is up for debate. There's a lot of Christians that say women shouldn't wear jeans at all, and they claim it's biblical. I can't claim that because women and men both wore tunics back then, and they knew how to distinguish between male tunics and female tunics. Now, I do think with some women we wearing certain jeans, I feel like they do wear it to specifically show off a body part they have. So I'm not necessarily against jeans, but I feel like jeans should be few and far between. I don't think jeans should be like a usual thing go to.
And they shouldn't be too tight, obviously.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Once again, I will say this, Pearl. This is one thing me and you gonna disagree with. I don't think women can control their assets, but you know what you're doing with your assets. So
they do know. We agree.
Yeah, if you have a big booty and you purposely wearing tight pants, come on, gang. Like, get real. If you have big boobs and you purposefully wearing a tight shirt, it's like I can tell. Intent matters, but I can sort of tell when somebody's doing it on purpose or not.
So places I allow slight whoredom.
You allow it?
Slight whoredom.
I can't wait to be dictator.
Yeah, I know. This is I'm a little bit modern, right? So on a date, if you're going on a date with your husband, I mean that's for him to see, so
a home date? A date in my bedroom or something?
No.
Public?
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to take his wife to a restaurant dressed in a slutty dress, I don't really see a problem.
Ooh,
sorry. It's not gonna keep me up at night if he likes that,
I gotta go big no on that one.
And a one piece at the beach, I'm not gonna think someone's a whore if they wear it.
Me, on the other hand, I'm a little more strict with that because
totally
I feel like
fine.
there is a way to go swimming and go to the beach and still be modest. I mean, I don't feel like you have to, because you gotta think about it. In a one piece, your cheeks showing. Your cheeks are showing in a one piece gang. You feel me? And I don't think that's a necessity. So, yeah.
Next, the worst offenders: thirst trapping with kids and thirst trapping with Jesus.
I feel like it's kind of equal, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you thirst trapping with kids in the picture, like you're setting an example for the kids, and children they pay attention to everything, so they're gonna grow up dressing like a whore too. When you thirst trap with Jesus, it is also disgusting. But if it's by yourself, it's like you're still a degenerate. Don't get it confused. You're still a heathen. You still need to repent. But at least there's no kids in the picture to where it's like your children that you're straying away. But you still are if they see it. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a tie for me.
So I put in the poses that women do and pretend they're not doing.
Oh.
So we have Photoshop, we have butt pads, we have to make their butts look bigger. We have the side twist here. We have
women wear butt pads
sometimes. The arch where they're arching their back and pretending they're not.
Yeah, definitely sexual.
The close-up shot, the squat where they're pretending they're just sitting.
Yeah, these pictures are disgusting, by the way.
Yeah.
But,
well, it's a cartoon, but yeah.
I know it's a cartoon, but
they handle it. You've seen these though on social media, right? You've seen them.
I haven't seen them. My first time actually seeing this. I didn't even know women wore butt pads. That's very weird.
Yeah. Well, now it's BBLs. This isn't older. They used to be butt pads. Now it's BBLs.
But what's the point of wearing butt pads? Just to make your butt look bigger?
It's like the equivalent. Like if you look at videos from like 10 years ago, they would talk about butt pads. Now it's like in all the leggings, sort of gives you a lift, all the, and also now they have BBLs, so women just go get those instead of wearing a butt pad.
My question though is, and you might not know, but it's the last question I'm asking. I'm just genuinely curious. But it's like at some point somebody's gonna know your butt doesn't actually look like that. So what's the point of wearing the pads?
That's why they upped it to a BBL now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, women are crazy. I'm sorry, bro. Women are crazy.
Oh, sorry. The worst. Sorry. I added 2 things to the worst offenders. Wives of powerful men that thirst trap. So like when Cristiano Ronaldo's wife was like twerking, like what is she doing? It's like extra worse when your husband's it's worse all around, but there's just a different level when it's like, imagine if Melania Trump, like, when Obama's Michelle didn't go to the inauguration, everyone was like, oh my God, because he's a powerful guy.
Yeah, because you're embarrassing your husband at that point.
Yeah. And it shows that it doesn't matter how great the man is, the woman still goes nuts.
Yeah.
Why are daughters of powerful men that thirst trap? I always talk about how Michaela Peterson's been brand cancer to Jordan because she's always thirst trapping.
Michaela Peterson be thirst trapping?
Oh yeah, I have it.
I like my song Homemaker. She thirst trap?
I have some pictures. Don't worry.
I don't want to see. It's okay.
Okay, so these are the worst offenders. Old women that still think they have it.
Sometimes a lot of older women, they do like the thirst trap extra hard to like show they still got it. I think that is a disgusting age of grace. It is okay. And I think there are a lot of women that are pretty in older ages, but I don't think that you should be thirst trapping. That's kind of tacky.
Yeah, but it's like worse when an old woman does it because you've had time to know better.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like
there's another one, but now she's doing with a Jesus necklace on. So like the Jesus is in the boobs. Then this is a trad wife on Twitter.
That's not a trad wife, guaranteed.
Then we got another one.
Charisse, no comments, Charisse.
Oh, do you know her?
I know Charisse, and I'm gonna say this. I am gonna say this though. Charisse, I don't know what's going on in your life, but I remember when you were very staunch about stuff like this. Matter of fact, if the old Charisse could talk, you would tell yourself to put on a jacket, not wear this stuff. Charisse, I'm against immodest clothing. And once again, I don't know what happened to the old Charisse, but Charisse, I think, if you see this, what would the Charisse from 2020 say about this?
Well, that's because men, when they do things, it's about principle and what they believe, where women, on the other hand, do things because it's trendy. So we have here Charlie Kirk's wife now. We have her at 19.
I mean, at least she changed. I thought the other picture was now too. Did I say Trump in the background?
Yeah, because she used to model or something. Well, no, but Bryson, they changed. But they changed in order to get a different outcome. So early 20s, they're trying to go for the bad boys. Then they need a bailout plan, so they start to cover up and market to the long-term guys.
I don't know. I saw a podcast with her. She seemed very Christian. I don't know. That's just I never met her, so I don't know.
Well, they might be very Christian, but what I'm saying is it's like convenient. So it's easy. Like you see what people really want to do when they're not paid to do it.
That's true.
So like if she starts if there's a bailout plan where she gets to be with Charlie Kirk, it's a very convenient time to be Christian. Like that's all I'm saying.
I would have a conversation with both of them, but it'd be like
here we have another conservative thirst trapper.
Honestly, I'm not even shocked by conservative women posing like that now. I think most conservative women are feminists. Most right-wing women are feminists.
This one, I said it was modest, but she kind of is dressed like a dude.
Yeah, I don't like the suit stuff, but I mean, that's not immodest. But I'm kind of mad at Lauren Boebert because she used to be a fan of mine. I don't know if it's because I'm mean, a big meanie, and I called out the CalendarGate. When she saw me at MFest, she literally walked past me with sort of an attitude. I'm like, what did I do to you? Is it because I called out CalendarGate or something? I'm just confused about what I did.
Nah, I mean, she was caught. Wasn't she like doing stuff in the theater?
Doing nasty, degenerate stuff in the movie theater, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of this?
I have no clue who that is, but
No, modest or immodest?
Um, to me, this is about intent because it's like a regular shirt. It is not necessarily a super tight shirt, in my opinion.
Bryson, you
But
got to assume women always know what they're doing. You can't. You got to stop with this bullshit. It's you are too red pilled to give the benefit of the doubt every time.
No, so I always get the benefit of the doubt for multiple reasons. One, as a Christian, I cannot bear false witness, so I can't force intent on somebody. So that's why I'm very careful when I speak. You know what I'm saying? Now, if a woman is clearly dressed like a whore, she's a whore. But in situations like these, the intent has to matter, so I'm not in a position where I'm bearing false witness. I do assume the worst a lot of times, especially when it comes to women, especially modern women in America. Like this woman very well could be doing this to thirst trap. But to remain clear of my own conscience, I have to say I don't know.
Okay, modest or immodest?
It depends on the intent because I don't think the shirt is too. I don't think the shirt is overly tight.
Okay, if she came to your church, she said, "Can I wear this to church?" Would you say yes or no?
No, I'm gonna tell you to go put on something different.
Okay, so it's immodest. You deem it.
No, it's about in the Bible it says that a little leaven can ruin the whole loaf. So I don't want you to potentially provoke lust in other men. Even if you're not purposefully doing it, I'm gonna have to tell you to cover up a little bit more.
Okay, well, my stance is that she knows what they're doing because from a young age, women do notice what clothes garner the most attention from men. And what women tend to do is they like plausible deniability. So they like to toe the line as much as possible and pretend they don't know what they're doing. But
I mean, in most cases, I would agree, but I don't think that's every case. So, but I will tell her to cover up if it was my church.
Oh, wait, there's one more. I thought I put in this slideshow. 1 second. I need to pull it up. Oh, wait, no, it's the next one. I had a, oh, no. Okay, there. I had it. Have you seen my IDEEM stuff on Twitter?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay. Let me, oh, okay, so here's one. Modest or immodest?
I'm immodest, and I'm cool with her too, but that's not modest. That's immodest. I have to be honest.
Then we got Brett Cooper here. Modest or immodest?
Love Brett Cooper, but that's immodest. Way too short of a skirt.
We got that one.
Are any of them modest? Before we continue.
Oh, I deemed this one modest. Maybe not I know it's kind of attention seeking, but at least it's not revealing, I'd say.
It's not immodest. I deem that modest, yeah. And I know a lot of people won't get mad at me about that because she has on jeans. I get it.
Hold on, there's the next one.
Immodest.
We did that one. There's another guy pretending.
Oh, that was dude pretending.
Yeah, he's like making fun of them. Hold on.
Okay.
There's where's the other one? There's one I wanted to. Oh, I gave her modest.
That is modest. That's very modest.
Yeah, I gave that. I gave this.
There
modest.
we go. I'm glad somebody modest on there.
Immodest here, obviously.
Oh, okay, that's clear.
What about this one?
Oh, is that the same girl from earlier?
Yeah.
Towing a line, I'm gonna have to go immodest because I do have a rule about it not coming past the knees, so I'm gonna have to deem it immodest.
And look at this one. Kirk Umberto.
Much better.
I want to find. Oh, what do you think of this?
Oh, that's modest. Who's that?
She's one of my followers.
Are those ZZs? Or what is that right there under the shirt?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that something there, or is that the design of the things? Are those ZZs right there?
I don't know.
Those are ZZs, I think.
What are
ZZs?
ZZs?
Cool.
What are ZZs?
ZZs is something that Orthodox Jews wear. It's something in the Bible, but a lot of Messianic Jews wear them. So sometimes when I see it, I think it's cool.
Hold on, I gotta find this one. This is. Oh, okay. What do you think of these?
Yeah, all of them are immodest. The one on the right is the closest to being modest, but I'm not liking nothing on the top. Like there's no strings, no nothing. I'm not liking that.
Someone edited this in the
immodest, whoever that is. Clearly it's AI or whatever.
Oh wait, this is the one I was looking for.
Okay, now this is something some people do on the internet. I'm not a fan of it personally. I don't see the point of posting it. I wouldn't post that.
It's a
I wouldn't
thirst
post
trap with the kid.
I don't know if she's purposely doing a thirst trap. I think it's like I'm a mother breastfeeding my kid. 'Cause a lot of there's like a thing like a lot of women like to brag about breastfeeding their children. I don't
Yeah,
know if that's what
and
she's doing, but
you could
yeah,
give
I
the
don't like it. I don't like it.
you could give it to your husband the picture, not Twitter.
I agree. I don't. And some people in the actual trad wife community do like they do this, and I'm not. I don't like it.
Like
I'm not a fan
what?
of it.
You guys have like a million times the testosterone. Like what is a guy supposed to think of when he sees this? Like come on.
Yeah, I think it is too much. 'Cause I think some dudes might try to. I don't know.
I fixed it.
Hey, yo, I'm dead.
Well, thank you. That's all I got. I wanted to show you this one. The thirst trapping with the kids. I think that's pretty much it. Well,
Yeah, I don't.
well, what else do
I
you
was about to say I don't know what some of these right wing women they're trapping. I'm not a fan of it. It is. I mean, I don't even consider myself a part of the right wing movement anymore. Anyway, I just like keeping it very biblical because it's all degenerate, and I don't see the difference between liberals.
I don't either. I don't either. And yeah, you know, I'm not the most religious person in the world, but it just rubs me the wrong way when people use God to thirst trap. Just like,
Yeah,
like I just think that's disgusting.
it's very disgusting, actually. But thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, thank you. This was a lot of fun. We'll have you on more often. Do you have
Oh
any?
yeah, whenever you hit me up, you know I'm down.
Let the people know where they can find you. Well, make sure they pin your stuff in the comment section too.
Okay, I'm Bryson Gray everywhere. Just released a new album, Letters to the Church 3, but it's very, very religious. So if you're a sensitive person, don't listen to it. But yeah, my new album is out, Bryson Gray everywhere.
Well, thank you so much, Bryson.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. So that was fun. You guys like having Bryson on. I'll bring him on more often. You know, he's very we don't agree on everything, but I think he's funny. I think he's really funny. So, okay, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like the video on your way out and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want, go get a yearly membership. It helps sponsor the show. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.